Check it out. Isn't this awesome? It's a great sitting area, right? Okay, well, it will be by the end of the video. It has great potential, but we definitely have some work to do. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm Sarah. I've been flipping furniture and have redone a few rooms in my house, but I have so many projects I want to learn how to do. I'm usually figuring things out as I go and learn from a lot of mistakes, but I'm so excited to see all these ideas I have come to life and to get to share them with you. So, welcome to my channel. So here's the deal. I have this little herb garden, and this year I decided to plant a lot of herbs to try and see if I could expand my garden, and the herbs actually grew, and I have a lot more to plant than will fit in that little space. So what I'm thinking is to extend it out to the side, and I got this bench from out of my neighbor's trash, and then I have these pavers that are going to need to move because eventually I want to do something else in this area. So I want to see if I can increase my herb garden so I can get my herbs in the ground without spending any money. I want to do this with completely out of things I have and do my best to make it look nice and not look like I just threw it together and didn't really try. So first I'm laying out all of my pavers and want to see kind of, will this size fit? Does it look right? Kind of get an idea so that before I start digging up my grass, I know exactly where I want things. So I'm just going to test it out and think through this. And the curved bricks, I don't know what those are called, pavers, were left at this house, I think, when we bought it 7 years ago. So I was going to try to repurpose these as well. As I'm looking at it, I see, okay, I have it to the right a little too much, so I shifted everything. And once I had it to where I wanted it, I etched around the pavers with my shovel so that I marked my place, and then I was able to come in and row by row just dig this out by hand. I know they make machines where you can rent and it will do all this for you, but again, we're not spending money. We're using what we have, and you know, it's spring. It's a good time to get out in the yard and get some hard work done. After smoothing everything out, I pulled out my level to make sure that I had everything level. However, I only have this tiny level, so I used a board and set the level on top of it and went around just to make sure that from corner to corner, side to side, it was flat, which granted, if you're doing this near a building, it needs to have a slant to make water go away, but didn't need to worry about that. And I spent a lot of time getting this level. And then I came through and tried to compact the dirt down without buying a tool or renting anything. I felt like between stomping with my feet and using my garden hoe that it did good enough. It was still a little lumpy, so I went back to where I pulled the pavers from near my house and started digging up dirt there because I'm going to put brick there and it's going to have to drop down significantly, so a lot of this dirt's going to have to move anyway. So I'm just getting ahead of the next project. Once I felt like it was smoothed out enough, I needed to get my sand. Now, we have a truck, and years ago my husband bought bags of sand to put in the back of the truck for wintertime, and they have fallen apart and we threw them in the woods. So now I have to collect them out of the woods and collect the rotting bags that are falling apart to bring it over here so I can put a sand layer down before I put these pavers in. But I don't mind it because, again, we're trying to do this for free and use things that I have around the property that are not being used. After dumping them into my base here, I had to pick out pieces of bag scraps that were in there and roots and things because stuff was kind of growing up in them, and then I was able to smooth everything out. And again, the soil layer, I wasn't as concerned about it being completely smooth because I figured the sand will fill in any gaps. Now, I do have one other bag of sand that I can use if I need to, but I'm going to see if I can get it level enough with just these two bags. My phone messed up the footage of me putting these pavers down, but once I got them down, I sat like this for about a week because I was trying to decide if these are too low. The ground is dipping down, and I'm concerned that, one, it's not good for water, and two, the beds on either side I need to be higher so they're not down in the grass. So I think I need to take these pavers out and put more soil back in and raise them up. I just did them too low. So I put a tarp down and got as much of the sand up off of there as I could, and then came and dumped bucket load after bucket load after bucket load of soil that I took from up by the house, where a lot of it's going to need to go away at some point anyway. So that was fine. I was like, great, I actually have access to dirt, which I don't usually have anywhere that I can dig up dirt on our property. So this is working out. That dirt would need to go somewhere, so I might as well put it here. So again, but it's disheartening. You ever do projects and you're like, I'm like almost done, and you're like, nope, I didn't do that right. I have to do it all over again. But I'm getting used to it, because this is how you learn and get better at things. So putting all the dirt back down, stomping it down, but then I needed to, so I didn't make the same mistake. I was putting the pavers in and checking, going, okay, is that deep enough? Not. Do I need to put more dirt? Things like that. And once I felt like it was deep enough, I was able to put the sand back. Now, it's a good thing I had that extra bag of sand, because I needed it, because after taking the sand out and all that stuff, it just wasn't going to be enough. And then I went through the same leveling process of using this board to kind of smooth everything out and make sure from corner to corner, side to side, it was level and going to be a nice solid foundation for these pavers. Which this time I did catch on video and can show you the process. And I see people using like rubber mallets and pounding it down and moving sand. And at this point I was just like, you know what? I think if it's just in pretty good and pretty solid, I'm happy with it. I still did pound it in with my feet and would move sand around underneath so that it kind of flowed from paver to paver. But I didn't bother with the level after the first couple. I was like, you know what, if it looks good and feels good on my feet, I'm satisfied, because this is a learning project for my future project. Because I'm making this up as I go along, I need to keep reassessing as I go. So I've got the pavers in. I know it looks like a hot mess, but I'm feeling pretty good about the level of where they land with the grass. And that way I can make sure that this bed on the side, both sides really, I can take the grass out and fill it with dirt, and it will be at a good level compared to the other side. Now I did assess how many of these pavers I have, and I think I have enough to do another level, and this side of the yard is a little lower. So I'm going to go 2 rounds, I think, with the bricks on the far side and just keep the one on that smaller side. And then as I pull the grass out, I think I'm going to fill in some of this low area. And just like I did with the pavers, I'm going to cut the grass out for these, I guess you'd call them pavers too, but they're like edging, I don't know, these bricks, and put them in the grass. But anyway, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the same thing on all of it. So you probably don't need to see it all. And then once I have those pavers in, I'm just going to get all of the grass taken out and move it to another place in the yard so that I can come back and fill this in with compost. Because the compost is such rich soil, I'm mixing it in with the other soil that was there, which it wasn't too bad because of the grass. It kind of helps make the soil stay pretty healthy, because we have such bad clay in this area that you never know what you're going to get. So I did the same thing on the other side, took out all the grass, and once I removed it, brought over buckets of soil and refilled it up. But first, I need to do the second layer like I was talking about, because that part of the yard, I don't know, it just sank down a little more. So I was able to get a top layer, and that gave me room to put even more compost back in to be able to plant with, and again, just mix it all in like the other side. And now we're going to be ready to plant. But surprise, my phone didn't record it for some reason. I've having some issues with time lapse, and instead we're just going to skip to them planted. And here I am putting wood chips that I collected for my garden a little while back as mulch, because it's not dyed and it's not near the house, so I can do just plain wood chips here. And once I have everything mulched, we are ready to go into the final reveal. I am so excited for how this turned out. It's actually been a month, so I can show you guys how the plants have filled in and everything, but we have enjoyed having this out here, the birds too, and their little poopy butts. But we have enjoyed being able to sit out here. The kids will sit and eat popsicles and watermelon and whatnot. So I am so glad that I took time to do this. And even though it was something I had to do twice and very tiring for my body, but it was so worth it to one, use what we have, and then make this beautiful space for us to sit and enjoy our yard, and hopefully soon enjoy some yummy herbs to put in my cooking, or also to help with keeping bugs away. Maybe, I don't know, I didn't plant anything that's like citronella, I don't think. But anyway, I have enjoyed this. I hope you've learned, or been encouraged of you too can do something like this. It was fairly simple, just took some back work, and we got it done. So I'll show you how much it's grown over the last couple of months, but enjoy this final reveal, and I will catch you in another video.